Hey, what's going on, big fans? Welcome back to Pet at the Peak channel. In today's video, we're taking a closer look to Single Strike Urshifu and Umbreon VMAX deck. Pretty much standard list. I actually decided to test it a little bit with the Yveltal Single Strike, and to be honest, this card can actually be very good. I kind of like it because it has resistance -30 to fighting decks, so in some situations it can actually help you a lot. Personally, I think it might be good against Rapid Strike Urshifu, where you'll be in the position to tank the damage from the Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX, but also you'll be in the position to use that single strike wings and simply knock the Dragapult VMAX and Mew VMAX with just a single shot and a single prize attacking Pokemon. But overall, in many other matchups, it might not be that good as it looks, but you know, it is a one prize attacking Pokemon, so why not to give it a shot? The list is pretty much standard, you know. 4 copies of Houndour and Houndoom. We have 3-2 line of Umbreon and Umbreon VMAX, and the 3-2 line of Single Strike Urshifu and Single Strike Urshifu VMAX with 2 copies of Crobat V. You might see some decks on TCGO that are playing basically 1 copy of Crobat, and some are playing 4 copies of Umbreon V and 3-1 line of Single Strike Urshifu and Single Strike Urshifu VMAX. I find myself into trouble a few times when I just played 1 copy of Single Strike Urshifu. Sometimes it was priced, so I couldn't play against and around some matchups. So I always like to play with 2 of them. You can always just add 4th Umbreon and just remove 1 Yveltal if you feel that Umbreon VMAX and Umbreon V combination is going to be better. It's up to you. Some decks are also playing just 1 Fighting Energy and they're not playing a Single Strike Scroll. I personally feel that Single Strike Scroll is a very good card because it helps you in many situations. You can attack for 1 energy card, so I feel that's a very good card. Additionally speaking, we are playing with 4 of each Evolution Incense and Quick Ball, as well as the Capture Energy, so we have pretty much more than enough cards that can help us to set up at the third one. Additionally, 4 copies of Urn of Vitality, which is the core of this deck. I also saw some lists with 3 Urns of Vitalities. I feel that 4 is must play in every Single Strike Urshifu version, as well as 4 copies of Tower of Darkness, because it just helps you in the Stadium War, plus you can also discard cards to draw cards. And then 4-4-2 line of Research, Marnie, and the Boss's Order is pretty much standard, as well as 2 Air Balloon and 1 Scroll. Speaking about energy cards, I'm playing 4-4-2 of a Single Strike, Capture, and Fighting Energy. Nothing too special. I mean, I'm playing this deck for a long time, also in real life, and I need to say that it's good. But it can be broken as long as you can draw perfectly. In my personal opinion, playing the most consistent deck list with less text, it's always going to be better than playing inconsistent deck list or 50-50 consistent deck list with some text. Because if you go straight forward just with the cards that can just help you to search, draw, discard, play, you're always going to have much more success than you know, tweaking the deck for every single deck in the format. Sometimes you need to take, you know, loss against at least 1 deck in a format and not try to tweak too much. For every specific deck, you need to build the deck to be much consistent as possible. So yeah, even Great Ball might be a good add-on in this deck as well. So potentially speaking, we can discard 1 Yveltal, we can discard something like 1 energy card, and potentially we can remove 1 Single Strike Urshifu VMAX, and we can have maybe 3 extra Great Ball as well. So we can have maybe even more consistency by trying to play Great Ball, get some sort of single strike Pokemon, and then we can discard that single strike Pokemon we don't need for the Tower of Darkness in order to draw 2 cards, so we can thin the deck as much as possible. Alright, so if you're looking forward to buy any of these cards, you can check ccgcastle.com, link will provide in my video description. So yeah, let's move on to the game test and see how this deck works in action, so see you in the game. I was basically thinking about putting somehow Crushing Hammers into this deck, so Crushing Hammer would be pretty badass, there's no question about that. But this deck actually needs a lot of consistency. So if you play Crushing Hammer, well, the truth is against some decks, Crushing Hammers are going to be good, against some decks Crushing Hammers are going to be bad, so it's really difficult to find that sweet spot. Jeez, what an opening hand. I hope I'm gonna hit the energy card. I mean, it's not that I need it, but theoretically speaking, come on, no energy. I mean, okay, let's be honest, I have 2 copies of Houndoom in my hand, so with 2 copies of Houndoom, I can easily get 2 energies, and then I can simply go with Professor Research, so I can hit for like at least 220 with my Impact Blow. But you really want to attack for more than like 220. So, Zacian Reunion can easily be discarded with something like Galarian Meowth, Evolution Roar ability. I really like that idea. And my opponent is also playing Galarian Perseeker with Call to Master. Search a deck for up to 2 basic energy cards, attach them to your Pokemon any way you like, and shuffle your deck. Okay, that's a very interesting approach to the Zacian Zamazenta deck. And there is one huge Professor Research for 7. Huge Professor Research for 7. Okay, so what he can do? He can just entrap Sword. Personally, I would maybe even consider retreating to the Meowth, because there's a high chance that your opponent might be able to knock you out. Well, with all that being said, I'm gonna actually play my Umbreon VMAX, so I can catch the Zacian with 2 energies. And then I will simply, let me see, 160, 180, 200, 220. Well, the fact is that if I decide to go with energy attachment onto my Umbreon VMAX, and if I miss single strike energy, I won't be able to attack. So I'm just gonna go with Research for 7. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me right now? What the heck is going on? Where are my energy cards? I hope I'm gonna get energy out of the next 2 cards, otherwise this is just not gonna be good. Ah, 2 captures, okay, so yeah. I did a good job, Impact Blow can definitely knock the Zacian out, so that's 220 damage. I can take the first 2 prize card in the game, so there we go, single strike Urshifu VMAX as well as the Air Balloon. So I don't need to worry too much about Zamazenta Dauntless Shield ability, because I can go through it with my G-Max 1 blow attack. So that can also happen quite easily. And there is another Zacian. The fact is, my hand is just useless, let's be honest. The only thing that I have is just that Marnie. Somehow I would like to have something else than just the Marnie. Well, thanks to my opponent, I will draw the fresh 4 new cards. Even if he managed somehow to deal a damage, even discard the single strike energy, it wouldn't matter too much. So what did I get here? I get pretty good hand. Let's be honest. So there is Tower of Darkness. So that Tower of Darkness can definitely be used into my favor. I can then use my Evolution Incense. I can go with energy attachment. The best thing is I can also discard an Umbreon VMAX. Discard also that Houndoom. Get another Houndoom on the bottom of my deck and go with the Marnie, so I can get 5 new cards. And the The only question is, do I want to trigger my Houndoom effect or not? I think it's definitely worth to use it. I think it is definitely worth to use that ability that I can pay down for just 100, which should be more than enough to attack him. Actually, it's 40 extra damage due to the single strike energies. So, it's obvious that he will promote the Zamazenta in the front and that he will try to assault tackle me for like 130. Trying to discard that single strike energy. Luckily, I have Urn of Vitality, so I can fast recycle that energy into my deck. Put it back with my Houndoom and basically knock the Zamazenta out. And the only thing that I need next turn will be, let's go with this. There we go, capture energy just in case. And I think it's safe to say that the research is a good play here. We really want to get as many cards out of the play as possible. So 270 plus 40 extra damage, it's 310. And I can take 2 prize cards. There's an energy card as well as Urn of Vitality. So if he knocks me out, no, he cannot. It's just a pathetic score. Alright, so I need to find a way somehow to get my... Oh, okay. Let me see. If I play if I play Evolution Incense, I have Rapid Scroll. That's good. 10 cards. I think we can win this game this turn. But we can also lose this game as well. There's the Air Balloon. Okay, so I can just go for the safe play then. I can hit for 220, pay the retreat cost instead of just risking scroll. I mean, I could even get a scroll out of the research with the 7 cards as well. Yeah, I completely miscalculated that as well. But anyways, it's a GG, so it's a GG. We managed to outplay Zacian easily with the single strike Urshifu and with the Umbreon. So let's move on to another game so we can see a little bit more of the action for this deck, so see in the game. Okay, so perfect. We have one Umbreon V, which means that we can just basically go with a quick ball for something like Houndoom, put it on the bench, Tower of Darkness, try to take advantage of it, try to get that capture energy onto Umbreon, so we can expand the bench as much as possible, and then basically try maybe even to set the single strike Urshifu VMAX in play. So maybe that's not going to be the case, we shall see. I'm definitely going to go with the research here. Let's go with the quick ball for now. Let's quickly go through the deck and see what we have. Okay, so one more single strike Urshifu is in my deck, so that's good to know. Also, tons of energies are there. Let's see. Tower of Darkness, just for Yveltal. Okay, research for 7. I think that Yveltal might be good in this matchup. Who knows? We shall see. So technically speaking, I don't need the Tower of Darkness, but I can definitely get that another Houndour in play. Energy can definitely be attached somewhere, and I think it's good to go with that single strike Urshifu V, and for now I'm just gonna pass the turn. I mean, Yveltal is a very interesting card. I mean, with Dark Cutter, you can just hit for 90, you know, it is a basic Pokemon, but it actually have that single strike wings attack that can actually surprise from nowhere some decks in the format. So that's the reason why I decided to take this card, specifically because with 3 single strike energies, we can hit for 170, and that's with a non Wii Pokemon. So what's at the other side? It is a more Pico with Explosive Disconnect, which says that this attack does 30 damage for each damage counter in this Pokemon. So 80 damage in this case. There we go. I mean, that's a lot, let's be honest. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely attack with my Umbreon. I can do that for sure. If I hit for like 50, that Morpeko will be knocked out, so that's all I really need to do. I also want to have another Houndoom in play, as well as I want to discard that Tower of Darkness. Energy can go right there, and I can medium for so that's the first prize card in the game. That's the first prize card in the game, and that's the Umbreon VMAX out of the prize cards. There you go. So, some sort of single strike deck on the other side of the field. There is the ordinary road. The most important thing for my opponent is the fact that he only needs to attack basically with a single prize Pokemons. And then Morpeko can actually deal a lot of damage, especially with the Cape of Toughness, let's be honest. But the good thing for me is the fact that I can just catch the Morpeko out and have 60 HP, so I need to get one more single strike energy in play on my Umbreon, and that should be more than enough with the main work. 70 damage, he is knocked out. And I completely forget to throw the Marnie as well. Maybe it's okay that I didn't play Marnie because he had only one card in his hand, so who knows. Maybe he don't have another supporter card, maybe he have it as a Bruno, which says shuffle your hand in your deck, then draw 4 cards. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn, draw 7 cards instead. And also, Abomasnow, probably. Ability says that a single strike Pokemon gets 50 plus HP, so that Morpeko can actually be pretty fat. I mean, it can have a lot of HP, up to 150, so theoretically speaking, that's a very interesting deck idea. It is a rogue approach in the deck, I kind of like it. It is a budget deck as well, so I like those type of decks, no question about that. Okay, so if I want to knock the Houndoom out, I will need to pull the Moonlight Blade. And I'm definitely ready to do that. But the question is, am I capable to somehow get the boss's order in play? I don't know. I'm gonna put my Air Balloon right there, and then I will use the Marnie as well. There we go, let's go with the Marnie. We need the boss's order for the next turn as well. Somehow let me see, 30 times for each damage counter in this Pokemon, so he already hit him for 120. He can increase the damage as well for the next turn. Okay, for now, I'm just not gonna evolve into VMAX for now. Okay, there's a Crobat. Now, the problem is that I already discarded one of the 2 boss's orders that I'm playing, and also 2 copies, and 1 copy of my Umbreon VMAX is in my discard pile. So it's really difficult for me to get more catch abilities until the end of the game. I only have 1 more boss's order left, so I need somehow to deal with that. $90 HP, okay, I can knock him out easily with my beatdown for sure. You cannot apply more than 1 toughness boost. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so he's preparing another Morpeko for attack. I'm not quite sure why he rushed with so many energies to the active one. As long as he can just knock the Umbreon with 1 energy. Actually, yeah, with 1 energy. He could have knocked him. He could knock him out with just 1 energy card. Okay, so he had like 90 HP left, which means that right now it's a perfect time to get my VMAX into play. More than that, other than that, if I play my research, I really want to avoid any kind of damage. I also want to get somehow, if it's possible, Tower of Darkness plus energy attachment. There you go, that just happened. So, I'm not gonna also need this for sure. Okay, let's go with the beatdown, shall we? So beatdown for 120, that Morpeko is knock it out, and right now I have 330 HP left, which means that my opponent have 3 prize cards. If he cannot take 2 prize card knockout this turn, the game should definitely go into my favor, because all I really need is just 1 copy of Boss's Order so I can catch the Crobat V on his bench, and then the game can end pretty much. Overall, I have 3 Urn of Vitalities in my discard pile, and this one will do some damage to me, not too much. One huge Professor Research for 7. So, he is playing basically 4 Brunos, and I will assume maybe 4 Professor Researches. That's quite interesting. Okay, so he can hit for right now 120, 40, 60, 80, 180. That's a lot of damage for a single prize Pokemon. 180 damage, let's be honest. 110, I'm hitting for 120, but the fact is that I can maybe even pull the Boss's Order somehow, maybe not. Down for like 120. Now with the Tool Scraper I could also just get rid of the toughness, yeah, but still he will survive due to the toughness boost. I completely forget about that. Anyways, so yeah, he can knock the single strike Urshifu out, and then I can take advantage of my single scroll. Maybe not, because I already have that air balloon attached. Okay, but I can also attack with my Yveltal as well, so we play as well. Can also be play as well, but yeah, I don't even need to do that. Well played, because I have my rapid scroll, so I can just hit for 1000 damage, 180 total, and take the last prize card in the game. So overall, very interesting deck list on the other side of the field. I'm not gonna lie about it. I kind of like that Morpeko idea. I should definitely cover that deck in a future video. So yeah, that is a GG, no doubt about it.